complement what Jack and JT bring on you?
They all have the same tree. They're working hard, working their hands, the same development skill set that we work on. So KJ is kind of picking that up, doing a really good job.
Looks like Mike Hall's actually trimmed down even more. He was already a little bit undersized, but very effective. Is that something you wanted him to do?
He's about 275. We'd like to get him to 85, but he's where we want him. He's at 275. He's lean, but he's 275. Yeah.
Describe his game a little bit. He just seems like it's so disruptive in there.
Explosive, quick, good instincts, all the things you want to see from a guy to play inside. So some good jobs doing that.
JT described Mike as kind of the heart of the defensive line. He's willing to speak his mind. How have you seen him kind of step up?
I don't know where to speak his mind. I think he leads by example sometimes. He goes really hard in practice. And I think that's what drove for Mike. They get a chance to go hard. Kids see that and appreciate that. I think that's more than anything else, just speaking his mind.
Larry, Ty, obviously Devon Hamilton late in his career had, kind of a late career surge. Do you think Ty has the potential to do the same thing?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think they're both different. One thing they're in common, very strong. Ty's very strong, very smart, understand the game very well. And so I think they're the comparison to that. They're both great hard working guys. And Ty's the same way. So I'm glad to see where he's at.
What is it about Ty that's really kind of made him a staple for this defensive line dating back to last season?
Just a growth. Just a growth going from 260 walking into high school to 290, much stronger, understanding defensive scheme, really great leadership skills, outstanding student in the classroom. So all those things tie in to being a really great leader. And he's very vocal about you guys listening to him.
What stands out about Tyleek Williams? How is he better maybe than he was last year?
It's a process, right? Everything goes through a process. You're never going to be what you want to be. You start out until you continue to go through the process. And so Tyleek is going through the process, growing how to play the game at a faster pace. And he kind of like where he's at right now, to be honest with you. We just got to see how he continue to go from there.
Coach, what is the challenge? What is the challenge for Mike Hall this year? What do you obviously you want to see him play as much as possible? But what how have you challenged him? I guess.
I think the biggest challenge is everybody can stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge, right? If he stays healthy and do all the things we ask him to do, he's got a chance to do some good things to help our defense.
Where is he improved in your mind from what you see on video after practice now compared to a year ago?
I think he's in better shape. I think he's in great shape. He missed some games last season, a few games.
Yeah.
I think he's in best shape he's ever been in. Running to the ball, those kind of things you'd like to see from a guy who has that kind of explosiveness.
Yeah, you remember the whole alpha dog, thing way back mid-season and stuff. Has he taken that bit from the standpoint of you never know where you're going to get hurt, but the healthy aspect of just being there, the availability aspect of it, is he taking the bit on that?
I think so. I didn't think you could say he's alpha dog. I think when you're running a pack, it's more of a unit, right? I think that's the most thing, really, to sing a guy out. I think the biggest thing we've challenged our guy is really just, let's be part of a pack. Let's be part of a unit that does everything special, and I think that's the key. And we're trying not to say, that guy's did this skill, he got this skill. How about you put all those skills together and go play as a unit and try to become the best unit in college football?
Yeah. Go ahead.
When you say Jack, JT, and KJ are all from the same tree, can you elaborate a little more on what the tree is, for lack of a better term?
The tree is pass rush, his hands, his hips, his feet, explosiveness, speed, all those things come together when you're looking for a guy and recruit a guy. You hope you can find those things. KJ's been around as a freshman. He had a chance to sit back and watch guys develop, watch guys use our technique. Now, when you're down for a year, you get a chance to start doing it yourself. So I think that's what's happening. It's called development, and that's what's happening.
Now that Mitchell Melton's back and full strength, how's he looking?
It was good. Yeah, it's good. Just got to watch his reps, keep him going. I think he's doing some good things right now. He's really working hard.
He's splitting his time between Jack and defensive end. What goes into that decision?
Well, it depends. I don't know how much Jack would use and how much defensive end. I think right now we train him as a defensive end starting out, and that's where you see him playing. And if the Jack becomes part of what he does, I think he can handle it very well, because that's something we did in the spring a little bit, trying to get ready for it. So I think it'll be a good fit. Well, playing the Jack is a different position, right? We all realize it's a different position than playing defensive end, and so it means we substitute that guy in to do that position. We'll see. But it's just too early to determine who's going to do this, who's going to do this. But he's been training at that position and at defensive end, so we got a bonus, to be honest with you.
Larry, Coach Days suggested a couple of times that he thought maybe you guys wouldn't rotate as much. I don't know if he's talking about JT or ends or what. When you put together your plan, I know you've always wanted to rotate as many guys as possible. Is that a different philosophy for you? What have those conversations been like?
When you say my philosophy is rotate all the guys, it's kind of based on the game, number of plays, things that involve in the game. You can't go into a game and play a guy 90 plays and try to play 16, 15 game schedule and hope he can survive. You can't do that. He'll burn out at the end. He'll look good in the beginning and burn out. But right now it's evaluation period, right? We just started. We're into our last 2 weeks going in for the first game. We don't know how many guys. Might play 5 guys, might play 6 guys. It really depends on how we develop and come along. That's what determines what we do. And so we'll have to wait and see. But certainly I'd like to see JT stay on the field. Like he always got to stay on the field all the time.
Yeah.
But at some point during the season, when those plays started counting up, all of a sudden now you got a guy with potential to get hurt because he plays so many plays. So that's the thing you got to watch. You definitely want to play. If that's 60 plays, 65 plays, I think that's right. I think if you look at the guys who played for the Joe Bosa, the Knicks, the Chase, they finished the season probably anywhere to 800 plays. But that's a different season. The offenses are different now, so it's a whole different game set right now and how we play. We want to rotate, want to stay fresh. Yeah, maybe they'll play more plays this year, but that's going to be determined once we start the season.
Is it a matter of, I know you have to play multiple guys to get through the 14, 15 games where you want to. Is it more of a situational evaluation? How do you think that would play?
Well, it really depends. In practice is why you determine how many guys can play full speed. That's what you do in practice, right? So we have these 4-period plays or a 6-play period. You want to see how long can a guy go. Can he go 12 plays full speed? That's the determination, how many plays that guy can actually play in a game. If he can play 15 plays full speed in practice, good chance he can play 15 when he play the game. So my evaluation is every day in practice to grade a videotape and see exactly are we playing fast. That guy's going to play fast enough to play the game. So if he can't, then I can't substitute because I'm going to put a slower player back on the field. And that's the evaluation process. We're too early to say this guy's going to do this, do that. But when we get closer to the game, I'll have a good idea because that's what I'm studying right now.
Larry, over the summer, when we first asked you about Taiwan, you were talking about him
over there right now.
Mostly about how he kind of enhanced his depth. As you look at what he's doing right now, has what you expect out of him changed with the impact he could have?
I think he's going to have a good impact. But I think all those guys will. I think the thing about the inside guys, they're going to complement each other. They each have something different that I like. Everything brings something different to the table. That's what you want. Tylee's a part of that, and so he continue to grow like he's growing now, and I hope they have great things for him.
Larry, how do Jack and JT complement each other as defensive ends?
It's hard to say compare two guys. You say compare one guy to the other. Our defense scheme is based on guys doing the same thing, to be honest with you, right? So those both guys, JT has got to do the same thing as Jack doing, and vice versa. And so what we try to do is make sure their skill set fit the defensive scheme in the middle, rather than say who's got the better skill. It's really just a variation. This is the same skill set both sides. We don't have a different position. And so it's hard to say where they are. They continue to grow into the defense, and I think that's the most important thing.
Larry, where does the freedom come in that approach?
What's that?
Where does the freedom come for a player in that approach to then do their own thing? or do their thing that makes them special? You understand what I'm saying?
Doing their own thing is doing with technique and within the system, right? Because you can have a guy could be a renegade, all of a sudden he takes a spin move, gets inside, the ball's outside, now we're in trouble, right? Trying to make a play. And so what we try to do is make sure to understand that we are a unit, and then a unit have to rush together, we have to stop the run together. That's the more important thing. And so that's the thing that we're selling right now more than anything else, that we can play as a unit, because that gives us a better chance to be really successful.
Play your responsibility.
That's it.
And Caden Curry, what do you see different out of him this preseason camp, maybe compared to a year ago? And how much progress has he made? It's a general question, but what do you see that's different about him?
He's heavier. He's 260-some pounds now.
Yeah.
He's much stronger. And what you expect from Caden Curry, what you saw in high school, you're starting to see it now. I'm just looking forward to see what happens as it goes through the season.
What does it mean to you that Taiwan Malone decided to transfer in from Ole Miss, if you understand what I'm saying? Because y'all were looking at him before.
Yeah. It's all about.
Is it welcome home? Is it I told you so? What's the message there?
None of that.
Yeah.
None of that. He's a good kid, great family, had great conversation with mom and dad. I think that was the biggest decision for mom and dad. And he felt comfortable here. And I thought he did when he first came, but he was really wanting to play baseball.
Yeah.
He really wanted to play baseball, and I think that was his decision. Now he wants to do it and play football. And we're happy to have him. He's a great fit for us. He's a great culture fit. Our guys love him. So you want a guy like that in your room. So I'm happy to see it.
Because of that background, where he had two little sports, and again, you talked about that this summer, about you thought him focusing on one. But Donovan the other day was telling us how good his technique already is and how he can, he takes advantage of your bad technique, things like that. Is he more advanced in some of those finer details than you thought?
I don't think more advanced. I think the biggest thing with him is the fact that he played baseball so much. There are some issues that you have to get fixed. And I think that he came with a great attitude to learn, rather than say, I have these skill sets, let me just do my thing. And I think that's the thing I like about Taiwan, is that he's willing to learn and make himself better as a player. And we continue to do that. And that's what he's doing right now. But,
You know, Omari having this procedure being out for the year, assuming after
yeah, I
the
can't
year,
speak about his injuries.
But just where does this leave him for, I guess, a long-term situation?
Yeah, I hope he returns. We don't know yet, but I hope he returns for the season as well. So that's our plan.
Eric Jack's had a chance to settle in as a defensive end as opposed to a Jack. How does he look so far? Can you sense that this could be a breakout year for him?
I know what you say, breakout. I think the thing about playing a Jack, playing in, it's two different positions. Jack is a defensive end. We thought we could make that happen, but I think he's more happy now in his hand in the ground, rushing from the end position. And Jack's done a good job of taking care of himself. He's got his body weight down, and he's really kind of trimmed, and now he's really doing some good things for us. And that's the thing, we're excited to see how the season goes.
Both JT and Jack talked about working on the first step this offseason. Do you think that was the biggest difference between almost sacks and sacks last year?
It could be a little bit of a combination of a lot of things. You know what I mean? I think when you talk about, when you talk about sacks, you talk about a stat. You know what I mean? I'm talking about just imagine having 4 guys that have a skill set to rush the quarterback, and no one cares who gets the credit, because now all of a sudden you have 4 guys have a major impact. JT, Jack, or KJ, no matter who they are, they're not as good unless playing inside guys because they're inside rushing. So it's a combination of both. So we don't look at stats, but we look at the unit stats. What are we doing as a unit? Are we applying pressure? Are we getting there? And I think that's what we have to wait and see how it goes, right? To say one guy's this guy, one guy's that guy. It can all change. They could triple team JT, we'll never get a sack the whole season, right? Is he a bad player? No. It's just a speed, right? And so you got to have that guy or that guy or that guy that can change the game. Because you can't double team everybody. So somebody's going to run free. So we're really, to be honest, I don't mean sound like I'm not saying anything, but I just really want the concept to be, we want 4 guys, a unit, playing together as hard as we can, stop the run, and then have an opportunity to rush the passer, if that makes sense. That's our goal. That's our goal every year. This is our goal even more this year, that we feel like if we could stop the run, we'll have a chance to rush the passer. And so when that opportunity avails itself, then we should be ready to go. But we can't do that until we make the team one-dimensional. All right? So either stop the run or throw the ball. And that's what we want to do.
What have you thought of Arvell Reese so far as a defensive end in this experiment?
I like him. He's smart. He's intelligent. He's got some good skill set. He's in the development stage. He's never done it before. He's in high school, just learning to rush and play linebacker. But I kind of like where he's at right now. It's all new to him. So he's going through the process right now.
Do you think he stays there long term?
I don't know. It's going to be up to him. It's going to be his decision. Coach Derek made it very clear. It's up to him what he wants to do, stay or go back. So we'll see how it goes.
Last question over here with Joey. JT in his first step, what have you seen from them that makes it look better?
What's that now?
What JT's first step, like what from your eye, what looks better about it?
Yeah, it's faster. The first step is faster. Yeah, so the faster you get, but it's faster. Yeah, I think that's just one of his things that he does really well. You can take off.
But what did he do with that?
It's all about balance and flexibility. All those things go into it, right? And then understand your place on your foot, where you got to get it at. I think he's done a good job understanding that. And so hopefully we can see some great things.
Can you put a stopwatch on that? I mean,
no, you can't.
That he's fine. You understand what I'm saying? Are you seeing it on video? I mean, how does it show up?
It's called freeze, pause, practice, and watch every step every player take to figure, make sure he's not taking a shorter step, a wide step. It's got to be efficient in your first step. It's like anything else, right? You put the car in the rear and you want to go forward, you know what's going to happen, right? So what we're trying to do in our evaluation of every play that we watch, we pause it to watch every step to make sure it's correct. And once we can fix those steps and get him to understand that he's got to cross lines for the first step, then you start developing. So it's not something we just guess, okay, we're going to fix this step. We have to have a reason why we're fixing a step. He has to be able to see it on video to do that.
How much time are y'all spending on the jack now?
Excuse me?
On the jack position. How much time are y'all spending on the jack? And who takes over when the jack is in discussion?
I have no idea. I just go coach my guys, man.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
So you're not coaching the jack?
I mean, the other jack could be a linebacker.
I know.
So who knows? Who knows? So
thanks, Larry. I guess it's a secret.
Thank you very much.